Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, we're at another rewire job. Now if you click on the link at the top, there'll be the video where we came out here originally to change the consumer unit and it all went west. Now we're literally just walked through the door, so if that refreshes your memory if you follow the channel. So like I say, we are literally just walked through the door. So what we're going to do is we are going to sheet literally everything up. So Lewis has just turned up. I've got Jack with me as well today. So what we're going to do, hit my head on the light. We're going to cover absolutely all the customers' possessions, things like that, because you're trying to minimise dust in a rewire. Don't care what anyone says, you are literally going to get dust. Look, I think that was a bit like Crime Watch then. You're going to get dust on stuff, so sheet everything up as much as you possibly can. We're going to mark everything out and get on with chasing. So like I say, I'll get set up, I'll catch up with you once we're all sheeted up and ready to go. If you've subscribed to the channel, thank you. If you haven't, don't forget to do it. The link's in the corner, and support the channel. Cheers guys. Right, we're a bit further on than where I actually said I'll catch up with you. So it's all sheeted up as you can see. So what we've been doing is Jack's been doing some of the chases, getting those all ready, and me and Lou have been running cables and all sorts of stuff. So what we've now got is we've got the lighting circuits pretty much sorted. Now it's not your standard bungalow. Basically it's a bungalow with a loft conversion on top, which makes it incredibly difficult to rewire. If it was a normal bungalow, you'd smash most of these circuits out within a matter of days, and then it's just on to repairs and all the rest of it. So because of it is, you know, like I say, it's a converted loft essentially, it means it's just so much more hard work. So you're literally going upstairs now. So upstairs we've got, it's another bedroom with an ensuite, boiler, and all the rest of it. So what we've got is like a subfloor on top of here. So you will have steels running all the way that way and all the way down this end, and then joists ran in between. So you've got like a void in between the two. So what we're having to do is rod in between all that, so to try and get our cables all the way through. Now in this house, what I've said is I'm going to replace all these downlights because there's nowhere for the CPCs to go, so they're all gonna be replaced and all connected up properly. Now I believe that the feed comes up to this light switch here, so I'm going to put my new feed back up to this point and then test out to all these downlights, and if that tests out okay, that is where I'm basically going to leave that. And there is a little fault on the ring final in here, which again, because these are all newer circuits, so there's a little fault on these, so I'm going to try and trace those, and as long as it comes back perfect after I've found out what it is, then I'm going to leave these alone. There's no point destroying something to end up with the same results. Now all the older stuff which wasn't touched when really this should have been done, that's all being done and replaced. So everything up here, as far as I can, I'm going to keep. Now, but it does make it very tricky because in here we've got a storage area, which yeah, it's nice to work in because it's, you know, it's not dirty or anything, but it just makes life hard work doing all that. So that's where we're at the minute. So I'm going to take you downstairs. So busy boys. So what we normally do is cut all the channels in. So we find out which way the joists run, cut the channel in, and then thread through, and then where we need to do our drops, you know, like here for argument's sake. So we've got a light switch here, 100mm hole above, drop through. So it's a stud wall. So we'll pick up that point and then we're on to patch repairs and stuff like that afterwards. But there's a lot of stuff in the house. Obviously it's a fully occupied house. I need to make sure there's power on at the end of the day, and the homeowners are going to be back, you know, late afternoon, that sort of thing. So it's just making sure you get enough done each day before they come back. So as it stands right now, this kitchen ring is going to be left alone for a minute until we've got some other power back on or sorted a little bit further on in this bit, and try and keep it all going. So it's just a bit occupied. Rewires are always harder to do, I find, but yeah, so we're cracking on anyway. Right, so for the board now, this board space is really tight. Now accessibility comes into play, I feel, is getting into here. So if I can't get a board for the number of circuits I'm putting in that's going to fit nicely in that gap, then the plan is that I'm going to site that consumer unit up into the cupboard upstairs. I don't really see any other place I can put it. I don't know what anyone else's view is on that, but the only other place, because let me show you in here. So the consumer unit as it stands right now is literally just underneath there. So my natural thought would be to put it in this cupboard somewhere. Don't really know what else I can do. Ideally, I've said to the homeowner, ideally I want it back in that cupboard, but it's tight, really tight to try and make that work. I think it'll be a better job downstairs, but I don't know what else you can do with it really. But yeah, so by the time you've watched this, I would have already made my mind up where it's going. Right, so when this is literally the first board we pulled down, and this literally just flopped out, and that's actually was live. That was, I don't know what it's obviously didn't switch anything, but how bloody lazy is that? So I'm guessing that was the old loft light, because I imagine, because that, the way that is there, that looks like an old loft hatch to me. So I reckon that's what they've done. They've just literally just left it under the floor and just went, yeah, whatever, leave that like that. And then this is the smoke alarms. So I kid you not, I can literally stand all the way back in the doorway, back here, and that cable will reach me where I'm standing. Absolutely mental. And then I've just pulled this piece down, and then you found all this. Another classic install, all twisties and taped up. So you gotta love it, ain't you? Right, so this is actually the next day in the morning, but we didn't record the end of the day because basically the clients came back and were discussing about what they're going to be, power they're going to be left with or what they're not going to be left with. So this is literally as we've left it last night. So we've managed to get the ring final cables pretty much in place, as in the drops are in, that's how we normally do it, and then we go around and get all the capping and things like that on. We've got the runs now for the kitchen ring final, they're pretty much in. So we've got the lighting cables for downstairs all run. Now what we've got is we've got our rod from here, and it goes all the way along and it comes to that end. I now know where that is in the loft space, but all this from that point to there is all boarded. So but I've got some double sockets and stuff that are above the bed there, and that's where they want to stay apparently. And then we've got to just piggyback off to go onto this side, and so we just basically got left to do this room and next door. But yeah, so like I say, that's the end of day one as such. So like I say, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, you know the usual, links in the corner, and I'll catch you on day two.